Hi and welcome to Whisky Shared. You're watching episode 43 of my Mystery Monthly Minis. I'm Toby and you're watching Whisky Shared. Welcome to episode 43 of my Mystery Monthly Minis. If you've seen this before and you know it works, then you can just skip straight forward to the tasting. Otherwise, the way this works is I have over 100 samples in my sample collection and my wife has picked one at random. She's put it into this blue Glencairn glass and I'll nose it, I'll taste it, I'll tell you if I like it and I'll have a stab at what I think it is. Should we find out what I'm drinking? On to the whiskey. If you'd like to play along with me and find out what's in my glass when I do, then just keep watching. Otherwise, take a look in the description now for a sneak peek. Let's start with the nose. Right, so this is interesting. Get a little hint of cherry. Instantly makes me think of bourbon. Yeah, not really getting much more. Brown sugar maybe. It reminds me of maraschino cherries. Definitely the syrup that you get in the jar. But yeah, not really getting anything else. Maybe a hint of polish. And maybe some charred oak. Yeah. Let's move on to the palate. Okay, I definitely don't think that's bourbon. I'm getting chocolate. I'm getting tropical fruits. There's probably not a high ABV with this, maybe 45% ABV. But yeah, I'm trying to think if it reminds me of anything, and although I really like the flavours, there's nothing that springs to mind, nothing that's jumping out at me. Let's have another sip. Definitely getting really nice fruits. I'm getting pineapple, I'm getting apricot. There's that creamy chocolate in the background. There's a little bit of fizziness and pepper, but I can't think what this is. I'd be inclined to say Scotch, but this could be potentially a world whiskey. But it's not, definitely not ringing any bells. I definitely don't think it's more than 45% ABV, but it's definitely a tasty whiskey. Let's have one final sip. I think this is probably a young whiskey, maybe a young Scottish whiskey or a young world whiskey, but I can't nail this down to a distillery. I definitely think it's young. It's 45% or thereabouts. It's possibly Scotch, but I'm probably leaning more towards a world whiskey, so it could be English, European, maybe even further afield, somewhere outside of Europe, but yeah, I'm clutching at straws a bit because although this is tasty, it doesn't really jump out with any familiarity. Shall we find out what's in my glass? Right, so it's the Canmore single cask Glencairn 12-year-old ex-bourbon. It's 46% ABV and it was sent to me by Charles Edge. Yeah, well, 12 years old, I'm a little surprised. It definitely came across as being younger. And I've had some Glencairn, and although I've really enjoyed it, I don't think this reminded me of Glencairn at all. Obviously it's a single cask, so there's definitely going to be batch variation because it's a single cask and it's ex-bourbon, so it's not had any influence from fortified wines or anything like that. It certainly is a tasty whiskey. I'd be inclined to find out if this is still available because I'd potentially buy a bottle at the right price. It's probably a little bit disappointing in that it's 46% from a single cask, but I suppose that's one way of extending the content and making sure you maximise the number of bottles. So that's not always a bad thing, but I think this would have been nicer a little bit higher, maybe 50, 52%. But yeah, I'm definitely going to check out to see if this is still available, because at the right price, I'd definitely buy a bottle. If you've tried this, let me know in the comments as always. And yeah, if you haven't, it's definitely worth checking out if it's the right price. Hopefully you found that interesting, and I'll see you again soon. Sláinte. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, why not give it a like or a comment, and please consider subscribing for more videos like this.